Hi guys, I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making a braided bread, which is so easy to do. So last week on Instagram, I posted a picture of this pesto braid. I'll insert a picture now. And you guys went crazy over it. So I figured I'll show you how to do it. A lot of you were asking me like, where's the recipe? And I was like, it's so easy guys, but you really wanted it. So I'm here to give it to you. Let me show you the 2 ingredients you will need. So the first ingredient you're gonna need is pizza dough. I buy mine at Trader Joe's. It has the little V for vegan, which is awesome. I prefer to use store-bought pizza dough just because it makes it so much easier. You can of course make your own pizza dough from scratch if you want, but I find the one from Trader Joe's and Whole Foods are really good. Most grocery stores have pizza dough. Usually actually buy like where there's dairy and stuff like milk and butter over there. You can usually find buy Pillsbury crescent roll pizza dough. You can also go to a pizzeria and they will sell you their pizza dough for like $5 and you get like a giant thing. Just so you guys know, 16 ounces of pizza dough. The second thing you'll need is your filling. So you can use pizza sauce. I'm using olive tapenade today and the vegan pesto from Trader Joe's. I have a pesto recipe that I will also link above for you guys. I'm taking our dough out of the package, and just so you guys know, I let this dough sit on the counter for about 2 hours now, so it's really nice and soft and it'll be easier to roll it out. I'm gonna take some flour, put it on the dough. I love Trader Joe's pizza dough. However, I will say if you do use this one, it's really sticky. It's a little bit harder to roll out, and that's why I find that you have to let it sit out for a lot longer. So I'm just kind of kneading it with my hands right now, spreading it a little bit. And actually, because I want to make 2 braids out of this, I'm gonna cut it in half. So this looks like half, sort of, right? I'm gonna put our one little dough ball to the side. I have this piece of dough here, and I'm gonna spread it out a little bit more, and then we're gonna cut this into thirds. When I wanted to make these braid things, I had looked up recipes online and they were all, with homemade dough and you had to let it sit and do this and that. And I was like, I bet you could just do it with pizza dough. And I did, and it worked. So let me get my rolling pin real quick. I'm just taking my rolling pin and we're rolling this out as best we can into a rectangle. And I always find that using the rolling pin is a really good arm workout, so that's an added bonus. You want to roll it out, as big as you can because you want these to be nice and big. But if you roll it too thin, then you could potentially make a little hole in it. If you did make a hole, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And if you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a wine bottle. You can use a can if you wipe it down. However, I'm very fond of my little marble rolling pin. We are going to scoop on some of our pesto. You really don't need a lot because if you put too much, it kind of squirts out as you roll it later, you'll see. And you do want to kind of just leave a little bit of a border. I'll show you in a second. You want to kind of leave this edge around with no pesto on it. So that way when you roll it up, you don't have stuff coming out everywhere. If you have a little bit, it's okay. Here is our little pizza dough with the pesto, and now you're just going to begin to roll it up like so. That's why I said if you did make a little hole for some reason, it's not the biggest deal because we're rolling this up, and if you do get some that squirts out, whatever, just let it go out, it's okay. Now you kind of have this log, this skinny log of dough. Kind of give the ends a pinch like this and just kind of make sure everything has a nice little bit of sealing on it. So yeah, and again, and you guys can't see that, sorry, but I'm just rolling this end up here. So I'm gonna go fill our other 2 guys up and I'll be back in a few minutes. So I have now put my long skinny little pizza logs on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and I put the seam side down. So this is the part that got rolled up, if you know what I mean. So I put that side down, and these are not even. This middle guy is shorter than the other 2, but really all you have to do is just kind of pull them and they'll stretch a little bit more. Now, we're going to take our little top 3 guys and just push them together, like so. Then I like to kind of pull them apart a little bit, give them some space. Taking a very sharp knife, I'm going to go from the top of this braid, top of this log, and cut down. Now you don't want to cut all the way through, and you want to use a sharp knife because you want to be able to get through the dough. But if you cut all the way down to the bottom of the dough, then you're going to cause a problem for yourself. So don't do that. And I'm not cutting, I'll show you, I'll flip this around in 2 seconds, but I'm not cutting all the way down to the bottom either, like the bottom end of the log. I'm leaving a little bit. The more open you get it looking, the prettier the braid is going to be. That makes sense. So the more layers you can create that look open, the better. So we're just slicing and dicing. We're actually not dicing anything. Let me flip this around real quick so I can show you what the other side looks like. As you can see, I didn't take the cut all the way down. There's a good bit of dough without it cut there, so that way when we make the braid on the bottom later, we can like wrap it around. So now we braid. If you know how to braid hair, you know how to braid. But basically you take the end guy, he's gonna become the middle. You're gonna move middle guy out to the side. Then you're gonna take him, he becomes the middle, and you just go back and forth, making your braid. This is it now. And I'm actually gonna like, just make it a little bit tighter and bunch it up a little bit so it gets nice and chubby as it cooks. And this is it. If you want, you can brush it with a little bit of olive oil, which I think I'm gonna do real quick. And if you feel like any of your parts of your braid, like the pesto didn't get exposed, you can just take the knife and kind of recut or add more pesto, but it's not supposed to be perfect, you know? It's supposed to just be rustic and pretty. I'm over here finishing up the last rectangle for the tapenade. I did the same thing as I did with my pesto. I just took 2 little scoops, got my spoon, and put that on there. And honestly, I don't even really know, maybe it's like a tablespoon of filling, if that. So if you need a measurement, but like this is so easy. Just do it by eye, don't worry. You don't need an exact recipe for something like this. Now we go back to our rolling, and where's that little hole? There it is. So see him, but not a big deal because he is about to get tucked right in with the rest of the crew. Here's another hole. So as you can see, here are our other 2 olive logs, and I have them all lined up and ready to go. So I'm not gonna really like talk through it as much this time. I'll just show you how to do it. It was so funny because when I made these for my boyfriend's party, somebody thought this one was Nutella, and I'm like, no, it's not, it's olive. And that would be so mean if someone bit into this thinking it was Nutella. All right, so these are the braids all done. Don't they look so beautiful? And now we are just gonna bake them in the oven. I have my oven set to 450 Fahrenheit, and we're gonna bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes. Everyone's oven runs differently, so just keep that in mind. Okay, time to go put them in the oven. All right, so the braids have been in there for about 15 minutes now. I had to move them up to the top rack. I had them on the middle rack at first, and I moved them up to the top rack so they could get a little bit more brown on top. I took our braids out. I will show you guys a little montage of them now, looking real sexy. I just want to give you guys a little taste test real quick. It's still pretty hot. When I cut into it though, it's like nice and cooked. Here's a nice close-up. Look at those swirls, and it's nice and cooked. The dough's all cooked and it's brown on the outside. So this is exactly what you're looking for. All right, so now for my favorite part, the taste test. I already know it tastes good because I've made it 3 times, but just heavenly. I mean, who doesn't love warm pizza dough bread with pesto? And if you don't love it, you're probably not watching the right video. And yeah, now I have to go take photographs of these bad boys. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to follow me on Instagram so you can see the final result of these pictures. If you like the video, please, please, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel to grow, get more people to see the videos. As always, the full recipe will be down below in the description box, but I'm not gonna put any specific measurements because this is just kind of like bake and go. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Sunday with another one. Bye.